Welcome to another episode of the amazing one. I'm gonna get my words together. I'm too excited. I'm excited, y'all, because Pastor Jacqui to some of y'all. Jacqui, whichever this is she, Wisdom Speaks, she's in the audience. I'm gonna start right here one more time. Don't start me over though, Reggie, because the people can see my bloopers. All right, so welcome to The Lift on the amazing 102.5 FM. And Reggie's my new friend. I met him today. He's working the backside. If any of y'all ever need an engineer, y'all can look him up too. We're gonna get his contact information. But today we have Jacqui Goudeau in the audience with us in the room, and we are talking about balance, and then wherever the conversation goes from there. If you are familiar with her, then you know we're gonna get some good nuggets today. So if you're driving, I can't tell you to take notes, but if you're listening elsewhere on any of the social media platforms and the like, get ready, because you're gonna hear some nuggets. So we'll start right here, Jacqui, with balance. How do you define balance? What is balance?
Well, balance to me really is the ability to walk without tumbling one side or the other. It's basically being able to live a life that doesn't have you going back and forth and wiggling back and forth. I tell people I have a place where I try to stay in my emotions and in my life. To me, that's balance. No matter how high something gets or how low other things may get, it's a place that I stay.
And okay, so that's a whole right there, y'all. We just gonna unearth a whole lot of stuff right there, right? Because I hear a lot of then pre-processing, making cognizant decisions and choices,
Right.
having some sense of realistic perspective that says things sometimes are gonna be here and there. There's some notions about a separation or delineation between things and yourself, right? And all things that. So small business owners, nonprofit leaders who are our audience today, if you've been following this series on balance, you've heard a lot of things, but I think the common thing that I keep hearing, whether we're 2 guests away, last week's guest, even with Jacqui today, everybody keeps chipping away at this old imagery of balance, where we used to think if I have 8 hours in my day, balance looks like 2 hours with the kids, 2 hours with ministry, 2 hours with the business, 2 hours. This, like, balance is equal and the same. And so you're not even coming at balance from that lens.
No.
Talk to us a bit about tearing that down first.
Because we already know we don't govern it.
Yes.
We don't know what the day is going to give us.
That's the real
We don't
truth.
know when the kids are going to need 80% and another time when our spouse is going to need 50%, or we just don't know. We don't govern that. The world throws stuff at us at any given time, and we've got to be able to balance
We
it.
got to be able to balance.
And the balance comes in is knowing that no matter where life takes me, no matter where my finances land, no matter where my relationships get kind of jacked up, this is where I'm coming back to. It's a come back to balance. It's not a balancing act. We don't want to act on balance. We want to come back to a balanced mindset.
Okay, and so, I had to streamline in that and help a business owner on today. So with what you're then saying is what, like my previous guest said, with vision and sight and clarity, you're clear about your come to space.
Right.
Really, whether you're a business owner, nonprofit leader, or just an individual who's listening today, we can all live very clear. We can have a vision about whatever our landing place, come back to place is. How do we get that? How do we tear down this idea that it's 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours? Nobody has to find balance as that. And a lot of people would live guilty or feeling disappointment, like, man, I don't live a balanced life. Like a new mom who feels like I'm not getting 8 hours of sleep. What you're saying is that's not even realistic as the new mom,
No,
right?
it's not.
So how do you tear that down and recreate that landing place of balance?
You find out where your peace is. Because the funny thing about it is peace for everybody can look different.
Good.
But if I know that in order to function as a good mom, I need a level of peace, then that's my balance. If I know that to be a good spouse, that there's a place of peace for me. And peace doesn't mean the absence of activity.
Yes.
It doesn't mean that. It's a place that I can function, I can think, I can reflect on myself and be okay. It's a different type of peace. It's not just the absence of something. It's what you add to yourself that can give you peace so that you can handle things.
She helping y'all today with this theology, philosophical, and all things. So within balance is peace. So I was trying to simply define balance, but you're saying peace is a significant portion of the balance.
Yes.
And everybody has to figure out for themselves how to define peace.
Yes. And even when you talk about balance, if we had a balance beam that we were walking on, we're walking on it. Peace is found in a place where it's not moving. That's peace for us because we're not doing all of this thinking we're about to fall.
Yes.
When life keeps you like this, that is not peace.
Yes.
We have to find a place where it's like, okay, so I have this bill due. I have this person that is having struggles on the job and I'm probably going to have to let them go. Or I have this going on, I have that going on. Understanding that within you is the ability to bring peace from there. The peace come in knowing how you're going to do it, how you're going to talk to people, how you're going to deal with people. There can be peace for you. Even if it doesn't feel like it's the best thing to do, if you do it from a good place, that's peace.
That's peace. So figuring out what peace looks like for you, and if we bring this then into the context of small business owners and nonprofit leaders, whether it's the fundraising, like some people literally get anxious because they do not like to ask for money. They don't like the rejection. There's triggers from other stuff, business owners juggling employees, juggling rising costs, like all of it. You're basically saying that those external elements can be there, but peace is kind of proactively processing how you're going to navigate it without it navigating you, changing
and a lot
you.
of time, peace will come in the purpose of why you're doing it. You see, if you know why you're doing it, it balances things out. Even if the external things are not acting right and it doesn't look like it's going to be what it needs to be, the reason why you're doing, the reason why you're going to make sure this baby's okay, the reason why you're doing this nonprofit, the reason why you have this business. And it can't be because of money.
No.
Because that will always throw you.
Yes.
It has to be a bigger purpose in what you do that brings the peace, and that's why you balance it. Because you know, okay, it's rocky, but once I get my step, I'm going to be okay.
Yes.
And the reason why I'm stepping is going to happen as I go.
Yes. And that makes it worth it.
Yes.
That's the part that allows you to continue to go. And we done talked about a whole lot. Y'all say y'all need to go process everything we are talking about, but balance. I think it's critical because then you find people, business owners and nonprofit leaders who are mostly the audience, who feel very stressed out about whatever it is that they're up to. But then perhaps it's connected to what you are talking about today. So we're going to give you some tangible tools for this. But it's what you're talking about today. Maybe it's because I'm not at peace. I've forgotten my why. I've forgotten why I even do what I do.
Right.
So in that, how do we stay locked into that so that we can be balanced, so that we can have peace? Do you have any tangible tips for that?
Well, I think one thing, I'm real big on writing things down.
Yes.
I'm really big about writing down, and I break stuff up, spirit, soul, body. I break stuff up. I write things down. What are the spiritual reasons why I'm doing something?
Okay.
What are the mental reasons why I'm doing something? What are the physical? What are the financial? You know, the 5 aspects of man. What are the reasons why I even got into this business? A lot of that for business owners has already been written in a business plan. For nonprofits, it's already written in your mission statement. But going back and examining what you bring to that and why you are literally there.
Yes.
And then to be able to do that will help you then to walk through what it is that you're trying to do.
Yes.
And so if you are in a place where you're struggling in different areas, you've got a staff that is not working, maybe if you know why, if you are here because there's 2 things that you have to pay attention to. It's never about money. It's always about people. It's always about people. And if you ever do right by people, then you will find your peace. Sometimes, like I said, it's not the best decision all the time because people can't always get everything the way they want it. In business, you can't always just do everything that everybody wants you to do. But if your motives are right, your heart's in the right place, and you're caring about the people. It'll
Over
make
the
a huge
profit.
difference. Because the best way to get rid of peace is to do wrong.
To do wrong by people.
That's the best way
to get rid of peace.
To get rid of peace is to do wrong by people.
And so then the opposite, the best way to get
your
peace.
peace, just to do
It's to
right by
by people. That's a good pause right there, y'all. We're going to take a break. Keep your dials right here on the amazing 102.5 FM, and then we're going to come back with Jacqui, and I'm going to ask her a particular question about scheduling. I remember this from years ago when we used to work together, and the other day when I realized that I had not got on a plane, I said, I bet Pastor Jacqui is still over there scheduling them once a quarter. And she is committed to it, right? And then I saw her. I said, "See there she go over there. No pictures. I don't have no pictures to post." So we're gonna be right back because we are talking. A lot of this feels very theoretical and in our philosophical and spiritual ways of approaching life. But trust and believe, we have some pragmatic tools to help you put these things into place. Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back.